The second sign is you downplay your own desires. You tell yourself that you don't really need that thing, whether that be some sort of a lifelong dream, a relationship, or even just a day to yourself. The more you push your desires though, the more you push them down, the more you suppress them, the more you disconnect from who you actually are. I have so many personal experiences with this, but one of my most recent ones that I'll share with you is when I just last summer of 2024, I had a decision to make about whether I was going to live by myself or whether I was going to find roommates as I moved to Indiana to start my PhD program. And at the time, I really got convinced that it was okay and like it would be cool to have roommates, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, in truth, like internally, I felt that I don't really want roommates. I think, with all the other considerations that were going on with like a property investment, living in an apartment, living in a house, like there were just a lot of considerations at the time, and I was in conversations with my dad consistently, and we came to the conclusion that investing in a property was definitely a better option, and that I could get roommates, and that way financially it wouldn't be difficult. But over the past few months, I've definitely come to accept and embrace and realize that dude, I don't really want roommates. I genuinely do not. I love living by myself. I love that I have the ability to be able to do whatever I want whenever I want without having to consider like, oh, is this going to disturb the other person? Is this going to cause any issues? Is this going to cause troubles? Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of merit to having roommates too, because you learn a lot of different skills and dynamics in a specific relationship. But I've lived that life before. I've had roommates before that I don't feel the need to go through that experience again, especially if I have the choice to not do that. And this was one of my more recent experiences, because my true desire is to not have roommates and have the freedom and ability to record videos like this if I want to, without having to worry like, oh, is this going to disturb the other person in the next room, or something like that. And the more you, like I said earlier, the more you downplay your desires, the more you push them aside, the more you'll start feeling disconnected from who you actually are. I'm so tempted to mention my other personal experience, so I'll go over it very briefly. Like, very briefly. I think